I went skydiving, I went Rocky Mountain climbing, I went 2.7 seconds.
North Texas Giving Day is almost here, and one local nonprofit is fundraising, and they're taking it to new heights, you guys, quite literally. Speaking of this song, Nexus Family Recovery Center set a $100,000 goal, and CEO Heather Ormand says she'll skydive if she has to in order to meet it. And so Heather is actually joining us today. You guys, I can't even talk because I'm just stunned at the fact that you've signed yourself up to skydive, but she's joining us to talk about her daring challenge and how the community can actually help out and getting her in that plane so she can jump out. My goodness. Okay, so Heather, last year you got a tattoo or whatever in order to celebrate Nexus's fundraising success, and now you want to jump out of a perfectly good plane. Where do you come up with these ideas? How do you get inspired?
So and thank you for having me here today.
Of course.
We often ask our clients to think of, to trust us and to be bold and leave behind the life that they've known that may not be serving them anymore. And so we thought, what a perfect metaphor for that in jumping out of a plane, because you're leaving so much behind. You don't know what's on the other end. Hopefully it's the ground. But there's a beautiful parachute and entire recovery community to help you and to make sure you have a soft landing and to get you through that unknown.
I like
and
the
so
metaphor.
that was the kind of the thought behind it. And I think we were mentioning before we started, the things that we can't control are oftentimes more scary than the things that we can. And to some extent, there's some control in skydiving because there's safety precautions and a company that's involved. So I feel good about it.
Oh my goodness, I'm so glad that you do. And she came in with confidence, you guys. She was like, I'm doing it. This is something I can control. I'm more afraid, like you said, of things that I can't control. And so tell me a little bit more about Nexus's mission and how you guys celebrate every year. What makes this so special?
So Nexus is a substance use disorder treatment facility. But really what we do is we serve as a community of hope and resilience for women and their children that are actively living lives in recovery. And so we allow moms to bring up to 3 children into residential services with them and really provide a family-centered approach to treatment and getting our families back on their feet and living the lives they were meant to be.
That's a great mission, just because of the simple fact that sometimes we fall into situations and we find ourselves a little bit lost and we need a bit of help. And sometimes it's difficult to ask for that help, especially when you maybe have kids, right? And you're providing for someone else and you don't put yourself first. And in this situation, it sounds like you can really cater to who you are and the growth that awaits you in the future. And so I'm so glad that you guys are making such an impact. Now, North Texas Giving Day is next month, September 18th, actually, but it's also National Recovery Month. So this is going to be really big for you guys. What are you guys working on at Nexus to be able to serve more people, to be able to grow this mission?
So North Texas Giving Day is next month, but giving actually begins today.
So
if anybody is ready to give, go ahead and go to northtexasgiving.org. But yes, you're right, September is National Recovery Month. And it's a time to celebrate that recovery is giving back to people's lives, and so much is possible. And so we want to celebrate and highlight that. At Nexus, we're also expanding our capacity so that we can serve even more women and children. And through the Recovery Rising campaign, we're rebuilding our entire campus over the next 10 years. Yeah.
How exciting. Congratulations.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
That's a huge step.
Yes.
My gosh. Okay, so what do you hope viewers will take away from seeing you take this leap, quite literally, out of a plane for Nexus?
That life can be hard and challenging, but when you trust and believe that there's a community that's going to be there to hold you up and support you, you can do anything.
What made you originally get involved with Nexus? What was the mission behind it that it was like, this is going to be for me and I'm sticking with it?
So I'm also a woman in long-term recovery, and I know without a doubt that everything good in my life, my marriage, my kids, hi Hannah and Levi, all the great things that are happening are because I took that leap of faith and trusted that recovery and my life in recovery would be amazing, and it truly is.
Oh my goodness, you've spoke to someone this morning. Tell me, where can people find so much more information if they need the help that you're offering?
Our website is nexusrecovery.org, and you can find all the information there.
Very, very good. Well, North Texas Giving Day is Thursday, September 18th. But like she said, you can start giving today, and you can learn more at northtexasgivingday.org or nexusrecovery.org.